Hi, Rick Harsh here, editor of Corona Samizdat. And a while ago, not long, we published this book, Prison Mars by LaurenFairbanks. It was recommended to us by Stephen Moore, and he also has the opening blurb for the book. And that's how I'm going to start this review, which I thought I would attempt to make as standard a review as I could. Actually, talk about the book and so on. Uh, so I'm going to dive right in with the praise for Prison Mars. This is by Stephen Moore. Prepare yourself for the rant of a lifetime, the octogenarian narrator warns early in this hilariously bizarre novel. A psycho bitch mother's confession wrapped in a sci-fi eco-fiction package. As Earth undergoes environmental cleansing, the nameless narrator reviews her toxic relationship with her two daughters in three Molly Bloomish monologues that are by turns funny and disgusting. The daughters get their own section, as does a future minion of the Mars subterfuge. The language brings the fun in. Mommy Dearest sounds off like a wisecracking dame in a noir film, breezy, abrupt, insouciant, with hints of the late styles of Beckett and Broussard, maybe notes of Gertrude Stein, Celine's machine gun blasts, some Sorrentino, a fave of the narrators, and Burroughs. The result is a sardonic novel that suggests environmental improvements will never be protection enough against the flawed humans who inhabit the planet. That's by Stephen Moore. Now that is probably a better descriptor of the novel than what's actually on the back of the book, which I assume is what the author put here. I'm going to read that. It's shorter, but not by much. 2 paragraphs. First one. The old lady sits and thinks. People come to her. Life on Earth is over. Unbeknownst to her, Earth cleanup has been going on for 100 years. She has signed up for a new beginning on Mars. She talks to herself and her nurse about the life she is leaving. Wild imaginings. She knows she will be useful. She wants to be useful, not hateful, not mean. Second paragraph. Our Mars facilitator spills his guts. The project is complete. He is given permission to admit to the sham the Mars project has become. Bring in the candidates. Plug them. Clean them up in every way. Earth goes through spotty but effective cleanup. New and improved Earthlings are returned to do it all again. That is all, as far as I see it, a sort of misdirection. And so, uh, and to a degree, there's a little bit of misdirection, not intentional, I don't think, in Stephen Moore's blurb. A blurb for a book like this is pretty hard because maybe 90% of the book is the rant of a lifetime by this octogenarian psycho bitch. And it's fascinating, funny. I mean, first person narrative nasty is it's a lot of fun. But she's talking mostly about her daughter Morticia, less about her daughter Raphael, and there I haven't had the time to read it again, but I think there's a son who's never mentioned by name and rarely mentioned otherwise. But there seems to have been a third child, and maybe an abortion. I'm not sure. I think there might have been 2 abortions, if I remember right. Raphael had an abortion. Morticia is the more conventional daughter, and Raphael is a wild, sexy thing who goes through life uh, with early years, lots of sex, and later years, and maybe early years as well, lots of drugs. And I don't think it's unfair to say that she dies young, in her 40s, I believe. Was it an accident? Was it suicide? Well, I think Mother believes that it was suicide. But I think that the best way to go about explaining the appeal of the book is to just, I chose 3 random passages that I'll read. And so I'll give you this is her first person narration. It comes in short sentences, and spurts. And she's, interestingly, she's she's an octogenarian, but she speaks the lingo of the latest youngster, and that it's not it's only only odd if you think about it. Anyway, here you go. Here she is. Well, just let's see. This is less than a page. When the E. coli spurts out wherever I sit, spews, they don't allow me to sit too many places. Protected places. Put a blanket down. Awareness. Cover that thing in plastic. The abomination could be wet and smelly. Protect yourselves. For me, I am the abomination. I need to be put down like any leaking animal. Ask anyone. Live folks join in with the dead mix when the time is right. What the fuck do I know? Let's hold on to this planet long enough to make it to the next planet. In the hands of the people. God and all the saints above help us. Didn't our forefathers set it up so nothing would ever be in the hands of the people? The goddamn people. We the people. Yes, we have killed a planet. We the people. If we exit the planet, it may spark to life in our absence. Rejuvenate. Impossible to inject Botox into the planet and make it all better. Believe me, we would have done it, knowing us. Injectables, knowing us, the likes of us. The instant gratification, we the people. I am well acquainted with the inadequacies of the quick fix. Life is treacherous and life is long. What else are we doing here? Else? Careful not to choke on it. Step gingerly over it. That's the kind of, very, very funny and very expertly done exterior monologue, I suppose you could call it. The associations she makes, she just spits out, and it's very, very catchy, let's say. It's very fun to read. I'll give you another one here, I think. I've got a bookmark, but I didn't mark any. I don't know what I meant to read on this. Okay, I'll just read it and see if there's a reason I have it the bookmark on this page. Earth was easy for Earthlings to destroy in every way. Pigs, don't get me started. Ruined it for all future generations. I don't want to go there. Delicate, balanced. Earth was a perfect set of checks and balances. Nature. Maybe they should erase that negative part of my brain. Maybe they will after I finish. Someone has to run things. They were an unbelievable bunch, narcissistic crud, incapable of thinking beyond their own selfish needs. Pigs. Their planet turned against them, killing them. Cleanup would literally kill each and every one of those weaklings. Piglets, baby pigs. Oink. Impossible. When one refuses to make way for future generations, extinction is the only result. Oinkable tendencies first, then death. No, we didn't have that result. The beauty of all this. Like I said, they need to erase that negativity part when I spew. Authorities stopped the death road. No joke. Without the robots, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. Man is weak. Pollutants. Now I know why this was here. Because the book is divided into 5 parts. It opens in, I think it was 2015, and it's the old lady talking. What I just read from was the part that Stephen Moore referred to, the future minion of the Mars subterfuge. Okay, and then after that, which is very short, you go back, and you're back right where we started the book, in the spewings of the psycho-bitch octogenarian. And then there's another short section where her daughter is being, Raphael, the suicide, is being interviewed for a position or a trip to Mars. And then that's 3 people talking. There's an I, and then there's Raphael and Morticia. And the interesting thing about that section, it's also very short, is that Morticia, you don't know when this babbling bitch, psycho, octogenarian, you don't know when, how reliable is she? She herself questions how reliable she is at times. And so you don't know what's really true and what isn't until you get to that section in which Morticia and Raphael seem to support most of what she says, if not all. I mean, there's no. I expected a stunning about face. The 2 daughters saying, Ma is crazy. This is all just nonsense. And then after that section, there's again. I guess that would be then there's one more section of Mother. And I guess I lost one of my bookmarks because I was going to read another slightly, 1 or 2 pages, but of her ramblings. But I have a page where it's just a couple of lines. One is, "I'm Godzilla in a skirt with lipstick and heels," which, it's funny to me. "I like children tiny, bendable, power over them. The biggest problem with children is they eventually learn. Child, believe whatever I say. Quote whatever I say. I had adult children quoting irrelevant to stupid doctrine. Onlooker hilarity ensued, until we were repeatedly corrected by some axe to grind bystander. My Morticia, duped by her own parents, had stupidly, unwittingly believed all. Sucker, dimwit, anger in the monkey." I love that line. Anger in the monkey. So as I was going through the book, and I want to say one thing about the Stephen Moore quote, um, wrapped in a sci-fi eco-fiction package. Well, there's much less of that than you might think. The 90% of the book is not that, except for the occasional parts of her rant when she talks about, the what humans do to the planet, or how humans are bad for the planet. She doesn't directly address that very often, and so this is really not a science fiction book, and it's a monologue of an old lady. But as I proceeded towards the end, I was maybe the last 100 pages or so. I was looking for the twist, for the abrupt change, um, for the plot, and it wasn't there. I got to the end, and I realized there was no plot, um, in any particular way that we view plot, um, and all my 60 years of reading had led me to expect even even well, almost every book has a plot. Even metafiction has plot of some kind, and so actually it is there. But I fell asleep after finishing the book, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I thought, I get it, and I did, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I have inadvertently given you the answer to the question, what is she saying? And I've got it. I figured it out, but I'm not going to tell you, because then you might not want to read the book, because you'll already know her. I wouldn't call it it is a trick in a way, but it's in a way very obvious, and it's also very funny, and it's also sneaky. It's also sneaky because we tend to believe what the writer tells us about her own book, and in this case, it's not an unreliable narrator. It's an unreliable author, in a sense. Although there's, of course, her own, commentary, I suppose you might call it, if a book is commentary. And anyway, stars, whatever star system you want to use, um, read this book. It's unique, and it's fun, and it's a bit of a puzzle. Maybe I'm too obtuse, and it's not. Okay. I found what I was going to read. So let this be an epilogue. Um, Read the book, enjoy the book as I did, and whether you view it as a puzzle or not. Oh, I was talking about how obtuse I am, which I don't really do enough of. I'm obtuse. There, I said it. This is just to get another idea of how the writing goes. Her short sentences. She's got 3 complete sentences on the first line. Expose our flaws, accentuate them, come clean. I get it. Refreshing. My children have always embarrassed me. God, please, Morticia, don't wear shorts when you visit. Spare one and all the visual agony, the broken blood vessels, puffy knees, and they say I'm blind. They replace lying parents with genuine facts. More better facts. I am against facts. Persuade me. Boring. My addled brain has no room for facts. Levels my argument. Peace be with you. Thanks be to God. Shake a little incense over this way. Pungent. Thick, dark smell. The wise men brought it from Africa. Hop, skip, and a jump. Because Mommy said so. Reeks of my power over them. Love that bit. Why would Mommy lie? Lie about that? She. My admittedly demonic reaction when they address me as she. Makes my blood boil. I get red in the face. Alcohol reddens my face too. Oh, there's some nasty little bit in here where, and you know, Mama's a drinker, or was, when she was young, and she's not a nice lady. So she, this is. I'll give away one thing. She tells Morticia that she has infant. What is it called? Infant alcohol syndrome, and that pretty much fucks up the daughter's brain. Alcohol reddens her face too. They refuse to address me. She. A little respect, please, as if they hate me. S'il vous plaît. I could never be summed up in a pronoun. Please, how rude is that? The seething disdain, bad manners. I repeated back to them when the dripping vitriolic scathing hatred, dripping vitriolic scathing hatred it deserves. She. I used to love being called Mommy. Validating. Creepy but powerful. They aged out. Too old to say it. Très creepy. People widen their eyes, then look askant to quickly dismiss us. Mommy. Let the horrors begin. Awestruck children would whisper to Morticia, "Is that your mother? Your mother's beautiful." Surprised Morticia came from beauty. Wonder what the father looks like. And I continually lied to get my way. Lied to your father about how much we spent on your coat. Lied about my college education to facilitate teaching. No value in degrees. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry could sit there for years and earn the degree, but I did the work of a degreed person without a degree. Much harder. Think quick, on your feet. Quick study. Thrill-seeking. And you can see how she, skips from thought to thought and back, and sometimes finishes a thought, sometimes doesn't, and sometimes, she digresses, sometimes she notices she digresses, sometimes she doesn't. Anyway, this is the best way to put it is this book is unique and a lot of fun. So, thanks for being here. I'm gonna go now.